Namaskar. Today, Mr. Vivek Joshi, the international sarod player, is there with us. He has the specialization on music therapy and mental health. And he has done 30 hospital consults also. So I think why not to talk about music and health? What the relationship between music and health? So welcome Vivek Joshi ji. Let's begin with the question, what the relation between music and ancient Indian culture?
See, if you go back to Indian culture, music is described in Samveda. And music therapy, which is my subject, is getting a reference in those days called as Gandharva Ved Chikitsa. It is a required thing nowadays, the spiritual aspect of our Indian classical music. It is spiritual, it is meditative, it is more soothing, and it's divine. So we say it is a ladder to reach nearer to God. Our music is appreciated well in Western countries. I know that people are exporting tanpuras from India to abroad. I don't know whether they are learning Indian classical music or not, but in their weekends they put on the tanpuras and sit for meditation. They get absolutely peace of mind with only 4 chords of tanpuras. So they have understood the divinity of Indian classical music. As you know, the stress is increasing every day by day. My aim is to promote Indian music for psychological problems. Nobody tells you openly that they have a lot of problems in their houses, domestic problems, financial problems, so many things. Nobody describes about our music. When you go to concerts, they only describe name of the rag, declare what? Name of the rag and name of the artist, that's all. Basically, I am a manufacturer of Ayurvedic medicines.
Can you tell the name of the company?
Yeah, this is Ayurved Pharmaceuticals in Mumbai, and my father started way back in 1970s. He was with multinational company like Pfizer and Park Davis.
This is when you are there in Sarod.
Sarod, I started learning at the age of 82, yes. So it is almost 35 years now. Music was my hobby naturally when I was doing my college, or once I finished my graduation, I entered into my father's business. But I used to practice at home at night. Slowly I got gurus, teachers, one by one. I got training from 4 teachers, what we call it as talim. And they were from Mayyar Gharana, Pandit Ravi Shankar's Gharana. It's my fortunate, I'm blessed that my fourth teacher, Pandit Kishanlal Sehgal, he's no more now. He gave me an advanced talim of around 8 years. He used to come to my house. I used to go to his house. He was very close to my house, so that was a added advantage for me. And he used to sit with rhythm tabla, and he taught me the basic laikari of Indian classical music, which you can find in dance. He used to tell me that Indian instrument is a mute instrument. He can't speak. So rhythmic patterns are very important, which can be understood by any person on this earth. So when Pandit Ravi Shankar used to play, he used to play such rhythmic patterns more, along with vocalized music. And Americans and Europeans, they used to get attracted with this kind of arrangement. When he went to Germany, he performed in around 1965. He used to close his eyes and perform, and European journalists, they asked him, how come you have closed your eyes and performing? Because normally in Western classical music the notes are written. He said, this is our music, is improvisation, it's imagination. We don't need to read the notes, it's inside us. And being a divine music, we are not to see who are sitting in the audience. We close our eyes and we meditate. We go inside. We scan ourselves. And we see a God in ourselves.
Can I ask a
yes.
question? As you said, like in abroad they are asking for tanpuras, they are ordering tanpuras, and of course they are meditating also. As in our country, it's a very very old, parampara,
Yes.
tradition of music.
Yeah.
So what do you think in our country still that tradition is there and people are being benefited? And people are being benefited by that or no? Because do you think that our Indian music is more valued in abroad than our country? What do you think?
Yes. They don't understand what is Rag Yaman or Rag Malkams. But those notes satisfy their mind and their soul. Slowly people have started learning classical music. And see, ultimately if you know the subject and if you practice or if you hear, it's an added sugar in the milk. So people have understood the importance of 4 S instruments: sitar, sarod, sarangi and santur. In flute also, in Western countries they play with steel flute. Indian classical music has a bamboo flute. So that impact is different. It has a hollowness. Its tonal quality is very much different, and it has a bass. So it is a natural tone you get, like a wind, and it is well appreciated in Western countries.
What the relation between music and health?
See, as I tell you, being a manufacturer of Ayurvedic medicines, that was at the back of my mind, that this music should have been therapeutic. So I went to many deans of medical colleges in Mumbai, and I gave a proposal to them that why don't you start music therapy OPD for mood disorder. Somehow, in many medical colleges I performed, but it was not possible for them to start a OPD. I gave at least 15 concerts in mental hospitals, psychiatric OPDs. Response is very amazing, and I was surprised that patients who are sitting, they're responding like a knowledgeable, learned person of Hindustani music. There I came to know that it is not only for rich class or who have understood music, studied music, it is for everybody. God has given a good ear to each and everybody for musical frequencies. And the pause in between two notes, that gives you a trigger to your brain, that gives you a flavor of music. It is very, very important. The pause in between two sentences are as important as pause in those musical notes. So our music is not a rhythmic music basically. It has a pathos.
Only pathos.
It has a pathos. It has a joyfulness. Yes. And it is called as navrasas in Ayurvedic text, Sanskrit text. It has Veer Ras, Shrugar Ras, Adbhut Ras, like that. So it is a holistic science like Ayurveda. All 7 chakras are connected with all 7 musical notes with 7 colors. If you excite, stimulate one chakra, there is a chain, and all 7 chakras are stimulated. They are connected to various parts of body. Hormonal changes can be seen. More hormonal changes are secreted by hearing music. Best part is when you want to listen to music 15 minutes before going to bed, because those frequencies, they keep on working on your subconscious mind whole night, and that gives you positivity. Aggression is reduced, irritability is reduced. So it works on the problems of sleeplessness, hypertension, and all negative thoughts. Basically, in psychological problems, the ventilation of thoughts is required.
Yeah, like we can remember Aristotle,
Yes.
who has said like by music. Aristotle, he has told like by music, the feelings of pity and fear comes out, and the catharsis of whatever is unwanted feelings are there, it is done.
Yes.
So, do you believe in that?
Yes, absolutely. I believe in that, because invariably in my own practice, first 15 years it was a mechanical practice, but after that, invariably in my own practice at home, there are tears.
There are tears.
Tears. So those tears, they show, it is a proof that your all emotions are coming out.
As you spoke about Navras and just now you said about tears, so can you play something for our audience also? Like, you know,
Yeah.
they can come to know ki how the music is working on
Yes.
feelings, on psychology.
Yes.
So we'll be blessed if you play something.
Correct, correct. So I'll play Rag Charukishi.
Rag?
Charukishi. It has come to Hindustani music from Carnatic music, and it has a good pathos in it. It is not pathetic, it has a pathos. The difference is sitar and sarod is we say when there is a joyful moment, sitar is played on background, and when they are parted, there is a breakup, we play sarod.
So always Sarod is played for pathos only, or like for when we are happy, that time also Sarod
Also,
can
it
be
is
played?
of course, it is of course, it is. But
Okay.
basically, this is a male instrument, and sitar is a female instrument. It is more joyful in this.
I think instruments also like male and female are there.
Yes, yes, yes. Sarod is male. It's like a lion roaring in jungle, and it is basically an instrument from Afghanistan. It is called as rabab. It is a modification of rabab, and now it has come to Indian classical music with three octaves: saregama padanisa, lower octave, middle octave, and higher octave. This is a plectrum made up of coconut shell, and these wires are very soft. We play with plain coconut oil for giving lubrication. This is a steel plate, and this is a leather of lamb leather. Lamb leather. It's a child, 9 months, 10 month child of a goat. So thinner it is, it gives more vibrations. And basically there are four khuntia. This four additional, 1 and 2, and for sympathetic notes there are 15. Like total 25 strings are there, and tuning is done according to the tanpura, which is played here. It is C natural. It's a standard international tone of a sarod.
For singing also?
No, for singing you can go to C sharp or
This is also Sarod only.
yes, and this is a showpiece, but there is a connection to give a better resonance, little echo, and being a hollow from inside, you get a temple effect like that kind of a effect. So I'll just play the second part of Charukeshi, which is Jod Alap. First I played is Alap. In Jod Alap there is a in-house rhythm and some strokes pattern with striker. So you can, it is like we have a traditional Nom Tom Alap or Drupadang. It's same is played here. And we are fortunate that we are following the tradition of Pandit Ravi Shankar, and this is it's a very disciplined kind of gharana. Step by step we increase the tempo, and from soothing effect we reach to rocks. So both effects can be seen, maintaining the flavor of Charukeshi or any rag.
Listening to this, I'm sure because our Indian music is considered as Brahmaroop. So listening to this, we can say yes, it is so. You just want to throw light on this also why it is considered as Brahmaroop. And the second question, because that really related to whatever you have said, that the tears came in the listener's eyes. So can you give some example of, like, as you go in hospitals, you go in jails.
Actually, we did some 20 motion study in Cooper Hospital, Mumbai. It was for the patients who were admitted in psychiatric wards. And there were some questions, like 20 emotion studies, whether they were scared, they were enthusiastic, they wanted to listen to music. To my surprise and to surprise of all doctors, of the team of doctors, 100% response was shown by all patients listening to classical music. And surprisingly, I was not knowing whether they have any training in music, whether they are music lovers, they like classical music or not, no idea. But it was a session of 30 minutes live concert, and success rate was very, very amazing. Success rate was around 80%, and the response of patients where they were showing the response as if they are understanding everything. So it is not a knowledge of music you require.
No, my question here is like they were understanding, but what was the impact of when you were playing? So any one of them cried, or what was the impact? And did you find some change in their mental status as well? So that we want to know.
Yes. When I was performing in mental hospital, it is it is a unique kind of experience for me and for all doctors, nursing staff, and psychiatric social workers. They were all witnessing 50 female patients, 50 male patients. When I stop after half an hour, they used to tell me, ki, yes, we want more. Yes, patients. I was allowed to sit and interact with patients on from stage. They used to tell that we want more. Then I used to play second rack. At the end, some 5-10 patients, they used to not go to the lunch in wards. The matron invariably used to say that session is over, now go. Somehow they used to sit there only, and they used to chit chat with me. Some used to tell that we had learned music in our school days. There was a kirtan and bhajan in our houses, and when we'll come out of this hospital, we want to learn music. Now we have understood what is this. 2-3 females, they used to come and touch my feet. Ladies patients, they were very expressive rather than gents. Of course, the doctors, when they go for a round in wards, after 3-4 days, the male patients, they used to appreciate, but instant appreciation was from female patients. There was a Times of India people sitting, NDTV people were doing shooting. They asked me, can we ask the explanation from medical superintendent why they are sitting here so long without any disturbance? The medical superintendent said, see, this is in schizophrenia, there is a one thought and it's always going on. Your music has broken that chain. So they have stopped thinking same thought again and again, and they are responding. So that chain is broken with musical notes. So they are attracted. And I found that this therapy is not a compulsion. it is a willing of a patient to come and sit. So that is very, very important. When schizophrenic patient doesn't accept medicine also for his better environment, better life, he doesn't want that. He says, I'm okay. What about you? Why you are giving me medicine? But in music, they are willing to come and sit. I think the sixth sense I found is they love more art, and invariably intelligence and psychosis. Invariably, I don't say 100%, but it goes hand in hand.
Okay, so my next question is this, like, have you ever done any concert with special children?
Yes, I have done 8 concerts in Nair Hospital, Mumbai. It's a autistic school, and what I found is the unstable child sitting in the mom's lap or special educator's lap. The response of child was so amazing. That concentration, sitting at one place for a long time, 70-80% children were accepting what I was playing. I increased the rhythm. They started jumping, matching to that rhythm without I saying, and this is all seen by each and everybody, doctors and every staff. So I think it is a need for autistic children. There is no remedy in modern medicine. Alternative therapies can be tried out. Like what we do yoga for 20 minutes, pre-recorded music is the best option for them. Allow them to sit at one place and start either video or audio. There is a one case I just remembered now. My it's a case of a child, 6 years old child, normal child. He used to not get a sleep at night. He used to he used to sleep, but at 2 midnight he used to get up every day. Doctors were surprised. There was no any particular reason why he gets up at 2 at midnight daily. His child specialist told him that we have tried all the things. Now you can do one thing. You either audio or videos, classical music CDs is an option now. You are all music lovers. You have so many CDs at home. I was surprised when I was listening to that story. After 10 days of listening to classical music at night, he stopped getting up at midnight. That child is now 15 years old. After that, there was no problem at all was observed.
So, I mean, special children can be treated till what extent they can be treated using music therapy?
See, at least even if in autistic children, they bang their heads on the walls, they're so aggressive. If you can reduce the aggression with music, it is, you can say you have conquered, means you are successful in treating to some extent.
Music therapy can increase the production of fruits, vegetables, grains, and even the cows give more milk because in some goshalas they are playing bhajans and the cows are giving more milk. So is it true, and like how it's possible?
See, I tell you, I had been to Canara Bank. I met their general manager. He said we had given a loan to one cattle farm in Bangalore. When the team of Canara Bank went to see that, the milking was going on that time and their classical music records were on. So he said, what is this? He said, normally if you do with machines and with hormonal injections, a cow or buffalo is reluctant. But if the music is on, she is willing to give milk and 20% yield is found more. This is a case Second case is there is one person who is a hotel owner in Mumbai Nepeans Road. I I used to go to his house. He had a Sarod 50 years back from Dune School, and there was a lion-faced dog, bulldog, in his house. Invariably, I tell you, I had been to his house for 1 year, thrice a week. He used to sit there and there only till the class was over.
And he was not barking also.
No, in fact, when he was asked to go out, he used to bark.
Okay.
See, this is, I don't know, vibrations they appreciate.
Guru Haridas ji was singing, or Tansen was singing, or like Bajubar was singing. So can you say something about them when they used to sing? What impact was there on livings and non-livings?
See, ultimately, it's a sound therapy. It is a frequency, and it's it has to work. Whether it is a magnet therapy, there is a magnetic stimulation with electrodes here for a patient of depression. We should do some kind of fabricate such cap with instead of magnet there should be a passing of musical frequencies to the skull. It's a direct impact. It works when I've seen patients who are not going out of the hall. I'd seen in my one Masina hospital case, one lady, she had just got a discharge from wards, and she was counting on her fingers something. She was so disturbed. And when I started, the lady who was continuously going out of the hall and coming and sitting again go out, she sat for 45 minutes. And the doctor from JJ hospital, he's a psychiatrist, he came to me and said, you show me your fingers, you have a magic in your fingers. How you made my patient sat for 45 minutes? I said, sir, I don't know, but this is, you can ask this question to a god, why she sat. This is my experience. In my jail experience also, I performed in front of 200 hardcore criminals. And luckily, you can say there was no problem for 20 minutes of concert. Me, I was on stage and many people came to me that you just show that how you are playing with right hand, left hand synchronization. It is called as what? Whether it is guitar or mandolin. So they were curious. They forgot that they are in jail. Even police officers, they forgot. This is a kind of impact our music gives. Even in invariably in banks, in all concerts.
Sorry, but as you said about jail, so is there any incident like their heart, their feelings got changed after listening to the music, and did someone come to you and
Yeah,
said
yeah. The
something about it?
person who was playing tabla with me, he said, I killed my own mother when I was in school, and now I am repenting. I learned tabla when I was in school. Now this is the second time I got a chance to play with you. So once I'll come out of the jail, I'll not repeat, and I'll propagate this kind of incidences that please don't do such things. In anger, it is only for few seconds anger, but you are in jail for so many years. He said, he said, your music has really given me a different kind of thought, and I want to become a tabla player once I'll come out.
So this anger can be subsided permanently by the impact of music.
Yeah, actually, see, it is a long-term therapy. Uh, with only one session, you can't say that you arrive to any particular conclusion. It is a study of 1 month, 2 months, regularly, like yoga. But impact is, yes, even with one concert, good concert, impact is for many years.
That this is in Afghanistan there was Rabab and now it's Sarod here. But basically, what do you think that our Indian culture is the ancient one, or like any other country has this tradition of music? So, what do you think about it?
See, our music is very similar to Gulf music, Iran. We call it as rag. We have a time theory. We have morning ragas, afternoon ragas, sunset ragas, night ragas, early night, midnight, post midnight. Like prahar, every 3 hours there is a change in biological clock, and those raginis are designed accordingly. So every rag is therapeutic according to that time. Like sunset time, we have Marwa and Shri rag. In Iran, they call it as makam for rag. They have also time theory. Only presentation is different. We elaborate and do it in a different way. They do it in a different way. When I was listening to Iranian music, I played for Iran Culture House Mumbai 3-4 times. Their music is like our old Hindi films of Raj Kapoor era, 1950s, 60s. I could remember, only language was different, but I could relate that. They have also rabab, they have santoor, they have setar. Se means tar, three tar. So our Asian music is somehow very similar. And impact of Persian music on Hindustani impact on Persian or Afghan. So it is one should propagate Indian, at least Asian music.
Okay, as you said, to propagate. Have you ever tried to contact the government and keep something in curriculum of the school so that Indian traditional music should be there in curriculum? And because because nowadays what I feel, children are becoming very aggressive, and they are not respecting their elder ones.
Yes, Government of India has a ICCR, which is Indian Culture of Relations, Indian Council of Cultural Relations, Delhi. They promote Indian classical music in colleges and schools, but it is a one-time concert. It's a workshop. The history and description of instrument, rag. I think there is a curriculum in West Bengal, like they have a Rabindra Sangeet in schools. Yes, it is taught to each and every student. This kind of arrangement is required.
I think if not in the college, but from the school level and even from the pre-primary level, if the music is introduced to children, I think their aggression can be lessened and they can be good human beings.
It is not a one man's cup of tea. It is a joint decision taken by government level. So I have approached Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Now let's see, they are tied up. Actually, there should be a follow-up. You require a follow-up continuously to put it into practice.
Just to guide us, how can it can be brought?
See, I tell you, I am the only musician who has gone to hospitals to perform. And in 2014, when we were doing 20 motion studies in Cooper Hospital, there was an email came from US. There is a online medical journal called as Humanistic Psychiatry. I was featured in that.
Okay.
medical part, those doctors wrote. Music part I wrote, and subject was music therapy Indian perspective, specific subject. And in 1 month of time, it got published from US in 2014. I think it is written that any art, whether it is drawing, painting, anything, any art that improves the quality life of a person. So I'm ready to join hands with any institute, any corporate. I think blue chip corporates, if they look into this, they can promote at various places.
We came to know that music is universal language and there is no language needed when music is there. Thank you so much, Vivek Joshi ji.